Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'll be unboxing the latest phone from Honor, the Honor 20i. Now this phone was launched to compete against phones like Redmi Note 7 Pro and the Realme 3 Pro, and this phone is pretty aggressively priced at 15,000 rupees. So let's unbox it and see if it can fight against those beasts. So let's get started. So guys, here's the box, and as you can see, it looks pretty much similar to all the previous Honor phones, at least in the box packaging or the overall looks. There isn't anything new. So here's a quick preview of the box. And without any further delays, let's just get on with the unboxing. Now this phone is available only in one variant. It comes with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. It is priced at 15,000 rupees and currently it is sold exclusively online on Flipkart. It comes in three colors: Midnight Black, Phantom Blue and Phantom Red colors, and we have the black color with us right now. Now that the box is open, we have the phone at the top. Let me just put that aside. Following that, we have a box and some IMEI number stickers. Inside the box, we get the warranty card, SIM card ejector, quick start guide, and a soft silicone case, which we'll come back to in a minute. Now coming back to the main box, we got the 10 watts power adapter and a micro USB charging cable. Now coming back to the phone, let me just peel off the stickers. So this is how the phone looks on the back, and this is how it looks on the front. Now let's look at the case. So here's the plastic case and here's the phone. Now this is how the phone looks with the case on. It has all the appropriate cutouts, even a cutout at the top for the microphone. And it has a slightly raised lip for the display and the camera module. Now there is a lip, but it is pretty small, like almost negligible. So I would recommend you to get a better case as soon as possible. For the first few days this might survive, it might help you with a bit of protection, but it's better if you get a better case. Now with the case on, these buttons are not that clickable. They are slightly hard to press. Now let's have a quick physical overview. On the back, this phone has a 3D curved fiberglass. Underneath it, it has a film that gives out a dynamic prism-shaped color gradient with a gleaming effect and shining every time you move it. Now besides that, at the top we have the triple camera setup, followed by the single LED flash, and it even says AI camera. And beside that, we have the circular fingerprint scanner with a nice depth to it and a nice matte finish. At the bottom, we just got the Honor branding. Now on the front, we got that massive 6.2-inch display with that dot notch with the front camera in it, and above the display it has the earpiece, and at the bottom it is completely plain. I must say, chin is pretty small. Now coming to the sides, on the right side you get the power and volume buttons made of metal. They have a nice clicky feel to them. At the top we have the secondary microphone for noise cancellation, and the SIM card tray housing a nano SIM slot and a hybrid SD card slot. On the left side it is completely plain. And finally, at the bottom, you get the 3.5mm audio jack, followed by the primary microphone, micro USB charging port, and the mono speaker grill. So guys, that was the physical overview. Now for the specifications. This phone sports the same old Kirin 710 processor with 4GB of RAM, 128GB of storage, a 6.2-inch IPS display with Full HD Plus resolution. It has a triple camera setup with a 2MP depth sensor, 24MP primary camera, and an 8MP ultra wide angle camera with 120-degree field of view. For the front camera, we get a 32MP sensor with f2.0 aperture. Right out of the box, it will be running EMUI version 9 based on Android 9.0, that's Android Pie. It even has a decently large 3400 mAh battery. Now with all this phone has a thickness of 7.95mm and weighs just 164 grams. In hand, it feels pretty sleek and lightweight. So guys, now I'll just quickly configure the phone. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we turn it on. I've just changed the wallpaper and the rest of the things are the same. There's no app drawer, so all the apps are thrown to the home screen, and these are all the apps that come pre-installed. There is a bit of bloatware, and you can uninstall any of these applications that you don't use. Now for the settings, out of the box, out of that 128GB of space, we get about 112GB of space for your user apps and user data. That's definitely more than sufficient for most people. Now for the about phone. This phone is running EMUI version 9.0.1 based on Android 9.0, that's Android Pie, and it has the March security patch. It should be getting a new update pretty soon. Now this is the camera interface. So this phone has a triple camera setup, and one among them is a wide angle camera. So if you want to switch to the wide angle camera, we have the toggle over here. That's a new place for an Honor phone, and we can easily switch with just a click of a button. Now at the bottom we have different modes. First we have the portrait mode, which can be used to take portrait shots of human subjects. I clearly say that because if your phone cannot recognize a human face while you're taking a portrait shot, it'll take a normal shot. So in that case, if you want to take a portrait shot of an object, maybe a bike or a car, you have to use this aperture mode. Next, you also get a dedicated night mode, which is pretty cool. I'll share some sample pictures later. And on the right side, we have the regular video recording mode. And if you go to more section, we have all these cool features. We have Pro mode, that's the manual mode, followed by panorama, AR lens, light painting. We even have HDR. This phone still doesn't support auto HDR. If you want HDR shots, you can manually enable it like that. Now this is the interface for the front facing camera. Now I forgot to mention all these cameras are AI cameras, so you get this toggle at the top to enable AI mode, which simply enhances colors to make them look pleasing. Now this is the interface for the front facing camera, and this is a 32 megapixel camera. So far it looks pretty good, and even this front facing camera has the AI mode, so you can enable or disable it from here. Now if we go to the portrait selfie section, we also get the studio lighting effects that we have seen on the latest iPhones. So these are different studio lighting effects that can give you different portrait shots. Now even the capturing speeds are pretty good. Now these are some sample pictures. So guys, now let's quickly test the fingerprint scanner and face unlock features. I've already set them up. So here we go. Fingerprint scanner is pretty fast. It's not super fast like Oppo and Vivo phones, but still pretty fast. Now let's test face unlock feature. Once again, I've already set it up. And face unlock is also pretty fast. Once again, not as fast as the Oppo and Vivo phones. Still pretty usable. It's taking like a second. I'm not able to see the lock screen, but it does take some time to unlock. Now let's test it in low lighting conditions. And even in low lighting conditions, it is pretty fast. I mean, faster than regular phones. Once again, not as fast as the OnePlus phones or the Oppo and Vivo phones. So even in low lighting conditions, face unlock is pretty much usable. Now here's a quick sample for the speaker loudness.
Has got me so messed up, don't ignore the signs. We've had enough of the whole damn thing that we got going. You hold the strings. Why do I have to suffer through the thinking? Why do
So guys, this is the new Honor 20i. Well, there isn't really anything new or fancy going on with this except for that triple camera setup. Rest of the things are all the things that we have already seen in phones like the Honor 10 Lite, even the Honor 8X. UI is the same, you just get an extra camera and a 128GB of storage. So that's all this phone is about. Now before I conclude, these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. So guys, this is the Honor 20i. Well, apart from the brand new design, cameras, especially that wide angle camera and 128GB of storage, there isn't anything special going on with this phone. Like, it doesn't have awesome performance like the Realme 3 Pro or the Redmi Note 7 Pro. It really can't be compared to those phones. So if you're a gamer, this is completely out of the park. Even in terms of camera performance, this is good. It even offers a wide angle lens. But once again, it can't be directly compared with these phones, especially when it comes to rear camera performance. So who is this phone for? Well, if you're looking for a phone with a sleek form factor, cool design, triple camera, especially a wide angle camera under 15,000 rupees, and if you need lots of storage, that 128GB of storage, then you might want to consider this phone. Now with that said, I would recommend you not to buy this phone and consider something like the Realme 3 Pro, Redmi Note 7 Pro, or even the Poco F1 if you're a hardcore gamer. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let us know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.